Yes, 5 habits, just 5, that make you successful. And today I reveal the first, the most crucial, the foundation upon which all other habits stand, the seed from which the tree of success grows, definiteness of purpose. Because success is never an accident, it is a deliberate result, the child of clarity, intention, and will. And while many drift like ships in a fog, lost and at the mercy of winds they do not control, the successful individual knows where they are going, why they are going there, and what they are willing to give to get there. Because when you move with purpose, with direction, the world begins to move with you. And this definiteness is not just about having dreams or vague desires. No, it is about having a clear, sharp, burning goal, something you can write in a single sentence, see in your mind daily, and feel in your very bones. Something so specific that every step you take either brings you closer or takes you away. And you must ask yourself, do I know exactly what I want? Can I define it? Can I visualize it? Can I feel the urgency behind it? Because once you decide, truly decide, you begin to filter the noise of the world, and your mind aligns like a compass to true north, and everything not aligned with that purpose fades into irrelevance, and history shows this truth. Every great achievement, every revolution, every invention began as a definite purpose fixed in the mind of someone who refused to let it go. And if you study the lives of those who changed the world, you will find one common thread, an obsession with a single idea, a mission, a calling, a cause so powerful it woke them up in the morning and kept them hungry at night. And to build this in yourself, you must first write your goal down, clear, specific, with a deadline, then visualize it daily, morning and night. See it as already yours. Create an action plan. However simple, just begin. Speak your goal aloud twice a day. Fuel it with emotion, conviction, belief, and most importantly, burn the ships. Remove retreat as an option. Because where there is no plan B, plan A becomes inevitable. And yes, enemies will rise. Distraction, which will tempt you with smaller goals. Doubt, which will whisper that you are not enough. And fear, the loudest liar of them all. But remember this, indecision is the thief of opportunity. And if you do not choose your path, life will choose it for you. And it rarely chooses greatness by default, because clarity is power. And success belongs to those who know what they want and refuse to stop until it is theirs. So write it, see it, speak it, chase it, and become it. For once you do, the universe begins to move. People appear, doors open, momentum builds, and the impossible becomes inevitable, all because you dared to decide. And from that moment forward, success has no choice but to follow. Now that we've planted the seed of definiteness of purpose, let us water it with the second habit that makes you successful. And this habit, though silent, invisible to the eye, becomes the furnace of all greatness. It is the energy that fuels action when the body is tired, the mind is doubtful, and the world is not applauding. It is the one thing that separates the mediocre from the master. And that habit is none other than a burning desire. Yes, not a wish, not a preference, not a polite hope, but a fierce, white-hot, non-negotiable desire to succeed, to achieve, to create, to conquer. And understand this, desire is the origin of all movement, the beginning of every success story, the fire that transforms thoughts into things, and without desire, all goals are dead on arrival. Without desire, your definiteness of purpose is a dusty blueprint that never sees construction, because the mind, when gripped by real desire, does not ask if something is possible, it asks how soon. And I tell you, if your desire is not strong enough to make you uncomfortable, to make you obsessed, to make you different from the masses, then it is not enough, because true desire refuses to be denied. It shows up when you're sick, when you're alone, when you're broke, when you've failed. It keeps burning when motivation has died, and it will pull you up from rock bottom and whisper, this is not where you end. And you must feed that desire daily, hourly, relentlessly, because the world will test it, the world will laugh at it, circumstances will try to smother it, but the ones who succeed are the ones who keep the flame alive. And here's the truth. Every success began as a deep hunger, not for fame, not for applause, but for impact, for freedom, for creation. And if you want to succeed, truly succeed, you must be hungry enough to say no to comfort, to excuses, to distractions. You must become uncomfortable with mediocrity, allergic to average, and committed to growth with every breath. And this kind of desire is not born by accident. It is built. It is chosen. It is nurtured by what you focus on, by the people you listen to, by the environments you tolerate, by the thoughts you allow in your mind. And if you want to build burning desire, start by controlling your inputs. Read what feeds you. Listen to what lifts you. Associate with those who challenge you. Avoid those who numb you. And speak your desires aloud, daily, loudly, without shame. Because the more you affirm them, the more real they become. And yes, this desire must become part of your identity. Not something you do, but something you are. You don't try to succeed. You breathe success. You live it. You chase it. And you don't stop until your vision is reality. Because once your desire reaches a certain temperature, action becomes automatic. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop looking for motivation. You stop doubting your worth. And instead, you rise, you grind, you build, you show up even when nobody's watching. And when setbacks come, and they will, you don't crumble, because your desire is stronger than your fear, stronger than fatigue, stronger than temporary failure. And listen, the road to success is long, often lonely, and filled with delays. But the one who wins is not the one with the most talent, not the one with the perfect plan, but the one whose desire refuses to die. And if you've ever seen someone rise from nothing, create something from silence, win when everything was against them, I promise you, it wasn't luck, it wasn't magic, it was desire. And if you want that for yourself, you must make a decision right now to stop dabbling, stop waiting for signs, stop looking for guarantees, and instead ignite the fire within and stoke it every single day until it consumes your doubts, because no one can give this to you. Not your parents, not your mentor, not your coach. This must come from within, from your own soul, from your refusal to settle. And here is your test. What are you willing to give up to get what you want? What comforts, what excuses, what stories are you willing to sacrifice at the altar of your dream? Because desire without discipline is daydreaming, and discipline without desire is slavery. But desire combined with action is unstoppable. So fuel it with purpose, feed it with vision, back it with courage, and never, ever let it go. Because when you want something bad enough, and I mean truly bad enough, you will bend reality to match your vision. And the world, though slow at first, will yield to the one who refuses to be denied, not because they are the loudest, but because they are the most consistent, the most determined, the most obsessed. And so I ask you now, not tomorrow. How badly do you want it? And what are you willing to do about it? Let me tell you something eternal. If you do not believe in yourself, no strategy, no technique, no external validation can save you. Success does not begin in the bank account. It begins in the mind. And the third habit that makes you successful is this: unshakable faith in yourself. Yes, absolute, relentless, no matter what belief that you can become what you envision, that you can rise, build, evolve, overcome, and win. This is not blind arrogance. No, it is built belief, forged in the furnace of failure and repetition. And without it, even the strongest desire crumbles under pressure. Because when you truly believe in yourself, you show up differently, you speak differently, walk differently, you face problems differently, and the world, seeing that belief, begins to reflect it back. You get treated how you carry yourself, and when your inner world is certain, your outer world starts bending to match it. It's not magic, it's not mystery. It's the power of conviction, the power of a mind that no longer doubts. And I'm telling you right now, you will never rise above the opinion you have of yourself. So if you see yourself as small, as average, as stuck, then that's exactly what you'll remain. But when you start to see yourself as powerful, capable, worthy, deserving, and equipped, then your actions, your habits, your voice, and even your posture begin to match that vision. This habit, this faith, it must become your new default, because life will give you every reason to doubt yourself. It will throw rejections, losses, betrayals, and delays in your path. People will project their fears onto you. Friends may tell you to play it safe. Even your own mind, conditioned by years of criticism and failure, will whisper, "Who do you think you are?" But that's when faith must speak louder. Not faith in luck, not in timing, not in someone else showing up to rescue you. No, faith in you. You must look in the mirror and declare, I am enough. I have what it takes. I may not know all the answers yet, but I have the power to find them. And yes, sometimes you'll say that with a trembling voice. Sometimes your knees will shake while your mouth declares confidence. But that's okay, because belief is built in the doing. It is not a light switch. It is a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows when tested. You build it every time you show up when it's hard. Every time you take action while scared. Every time you keep going when quitting would be easier. And the more you practice that, the more you take steps that scare you, the more you trust yourself to figure it out, the more powerful your faith becomes. And eventually, it hardens into certainty. And at that level, the world treats you differently, because energy never lies. To develop this unshakable faith, you must do 3 things daily. First, you must speak life into yourself. Every single day, no matter what's going on, you must affirm your identity as someone destined to succeed. Not maybe, not someday, now. Speak it until you believe it. Second, you must act in alignment with that belief. Don't just talk like you believe, move like it. Take risks, make decisions, lead conversations, face fears, because faith without action is fantasy, and confidence without movement is just noise. And third, protect your mental environment. Guard your inputs, what you read, what you watch, who you surround yourself with. These things either water your belief or poison it. Spend time with winners. Absorb voices that lift you. Choose ideas that challenge you to rise. Your belief will grow or die depending on the ground you plant it in. And remember, this is a daily decision, not a one-time event. You don't just wake up with faith. You choose it, you nurture it, you build it over and over through repetition, resilience, and refusal to give up. So if you're listening to this and wondering why success seems far, why results haven't come, ask yourself this. Do you really believe you're capable? Do you see yourself winning? Or do you quietly expect to fail? Because you will only pursue what you believe you deserve. So raise your belief. Stand in your worth. Speak your vision. Claim your future. Let go of self-doubt like it's poison, because it is. The most dangerous thing in your life is not your lack of resources. It's your lack of belief. Fix that, and doors will open. People will notice. Momentum will build, and you will become unstoppable. Not because life got easier, but because you stopped giving up on yourself. So start now. Believe loudly. Move boldly. Think bigger. And become the person who never needed external permission to chase greatness. Only internal faith, grounded in purpose, powered by desire, and reinforced by daily, relentless action. Let's speak truth now, raw and unfiltered. The 4th habit that makes you successful is persistence. And if you ignore this, every goal, every dream, every plan will collapse the moment life pushes back. Because make no mistake, life will push back. It doesn't hand over rewards just because you set goals. It doesn't respond to enthusiasm alone. It responds to grit. It responds to tenacity. It responds to refusal. Your refusal to surrender. Your refusal to retreat. Your refusal to let temporary defeat become permanent failure. That is what persistence is. Not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It is the discipline of showing up again and again and again, no matter what happened yesterday. And let me tell you this, most people don't lose because they aren't capable. They lose because they stop, because they expected ease, because they thought success was an escalator, not a staircase. But the truth is, the staircase is steep, and persistence is what gets your feet on every step, even when your muscles ache, even when your spirit doubts, even when progress is invisible. It's easy to act when it's new, when it's fun, when the results are flowing. But the real test, the real separation between the average and the elite is what you do after the excitement fades, what you do when you're tired, unrecognized, misunderstood, and still not where you want to be. You see, persistence is not emotional. It's habitual. It's not about feeling motivated. It's about being committed. And that's what makes this habit so rare, because most people are emotional with their effort. They try when it feels good. They stop when it feels heavy. They run when it's easy. But persistence isn't built on feeling. It's built on decisions, and it's sustained by discipline. You wake up and go to work on your dream because you said you would, not because it's convenient. You keep knocking on doors even after they slammed on you. You keep building even when no one is watching. That's persistence. And if you want to be successful, you must adopt this as your core identity. Not, I'll try, not, I'll see how it goes, but I do not stop. Say it to yourself. Burn it into your character. I do not stop. And when people ask what makes you different, that's your answer. Not talent, not timing, not magic, just the unwillingness to quit. Because persistence is the habit that guarantees that failure is never final. And in a world full of people looking for shortcuts, looking for easy exits, looking for signs that it's time to walk away, you become dangerous when you decide you'll stand your ground until the job is done. Now, understand this clearly. Persistence doesn't mean stubbornness. It doesn't mean blindly repeating mistakes. It means adjusting your methods, but never your mission. You keep your purpose locked in, but you adapt your path. You stay committed to the goal, but flexible with your approach. Because sometimes persistence means staying up late, reworking the plan, learning from rejection, improving your skills, facing uncomfortable truths, or admitting where you went wrong and fixing it. And yes, it's exhausting, because persistence demands patience. Sometimes you'll give your all and see nothing for weeks, months, even years. And that's when most give up. That's when the average quit and the great breakthrough. And if you stay in the game long enough, something shifts. The door cracks. The call comes. The idea lands. Momentum begins. And suddenly, the world calls you an overnight success, not knowing the nights you cried, the days you doubted, the times you almost quit, but didn't. That's persistence, not perfection, not speed, not ease, but staying in the fight long enough to win it. And if you commit to this habit, if you decide right now that you'll never again let discouragement write your story, then success in time must bow to you, not because it wants to, but because you earned it. So build this habit like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Start small, but start now. Build your streaks, stack your days, create momentum, keep your word to yourself even when no one else is looking. Show up when you're not in the mood. Do the hard things, the boring things, the repeated things until it becomes who you are. And surround yourself with those who persist too, because energy is contagious, and so is weakness. Choose to stand beside the relentless, not the resigned. And when you fall, and you will fall, don't wait to feel like rising. Just rise. When you lose, and you will lose, don't sit in defeat. Just move again. Keep getting up. Keep going. Keep chasing. Because the moment you stop is the only moment you lose. And I'm telling you now, if you live by persistence, if you wear it like armor, if you breathe it, eat it, become it, you will not only reach your goals, you will outlast, outwork, and outshine every obstacle placed in your path. Not because you're lucky, but because you stayed in the fire long enough to outburn everything that tried to consume you. Now we arrive at the fifth and final habit, the one that transforms dreams into results, turns inner fire into outer success, the one that separates those who talk from those who build. And that habit is this: massive, consistent action. And I don't say those words lightly, because this is where most people fall, not in the dreaming, not in the planning, not even in the believing, but in the doing, the repeated, sometimes boring, often exhausting, always necessary doing. This habit is the great equalizer. It is where the world draws the line between the spectators and the players, between the people who want success and the people who go out and create it. Because you can have all the clarity in the world, you can be obsessed with your purpose, filled with burning desire, overflowing with self-belief, and committed to persistence. But if you do not take real, deliberate, uncomfortable, disciplined action, day after day, week after week, none of it matters. Ideas without action are hallucinations. Goals without movement are fantasies. And intentions without execution are just well-decorated lies. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards results. And results come to those who work, who build, who ship, who speak, who show up in the real world, not just in their mind. Massive, consistent action means doing far more than what's required, over and over, until the breakthrough comes. And even after it comes, you don't stop, you don't coast, you accelerate. This habit is not just about hustle, it's about discipline. It's about doing the hard things without needing a pep talk. It's about waking up and moving toward your vision, whether it's raining, whether you're tired, whether people are clapping or criticizing. It's about momentum, because motion creates clarity, and clarity leads to mastery. And when you take action consistently, you stop negotiating with fear. You stop waiting for perfect timing, perfect resources, perfect conditions. Instead, you move now with what you have, where you are, and you make the rest appear along the way. That's the magic of action. It reveals what thinking alone can never give you. You don't learn by sitting. You learn by doing. You don't grow by watching. You grow by risking. And when you move, in spite of resistance, you build muscle, you build strength, you build certainty. And yes, there will be days where the work feels heavy, where your energy dips, where nothing seems to be working. And that's where consistency becomes your best friend, because consistency doesn't care how you feel. It only cares that you finish what you started. And I want you to hear this. Taking massive, consistent action doesn't mean you do everything at once. It means you do the most important things with laser focus, day in, day out, without fail. It means setting targets, hitting them, then raising them. It means tracking your progress, measuring your moves, and adjusting as you go. Because success is a game of inches, and those inches are won in the daily grind, in the quiet hours, in the unseen efforts, in the sacrifices no one will ever clap for. But here's the truth. Those are the moments that shape your destiny. Not the big wins, but the small acts of relentless effort. Making the call, sending the pitch, studying the craft, lifting the weight, repeating the skill, writing the page, practicing the speech, delivering the value. That's what builds empires. That's what creates legacy. Not sudden explosions, but compounded effort. And when you do this long enough, consistently enough, the world can no longer ignore you. People will call you gifted. They'll say you're lucky, but you'll know the truth. You built it, brick by brick, hour by hour, move by move, and that's a power no one can take from you. So this is the final call, the final pillar, and it demands that you stop waiting and start working. Start before you feel ready. Act even when afraid. Work even when uncertain. Because the secret to success is not buried in mystery, it is in movement. And I challenge you now to rise into action, not just once, not just when motivated, but as a way of life. Let it be who you are, the one who executes, the one who doesn't talk about goals but hits them, the one who doesn't wait for opportunity but creates it through motion. Because when you take massive, consistent action, backed by a clear purpose, driven by desire, fueled by belief, and held together by persistence, there is nothing you cannot do, no mountain you cannot climb, no life you cannot build. You become the rare one, the unstoppable one, the one who doesn't need applause because your results speak louder than any words ever could. So move, start now, keep going, and don't ever stop, because your future is waiting, and it's not waiting for you to plan it, dream it, or hope for it. It's waiting for you to show up and take it. Now that you've walked through all 5 of these habits, these pillars, these timeless principles that define the truly successful, I ask you, what will you do with them? Because it's not enough to know them. It's not enough to understand them intellectually. You must let them sink deep into your bones, burn into your identity, until they are not just ideas, but reflexes, automatic responses, your new way of life. You must become the person who doesn't just talk about vision, but lives with definiteness of purpose, knowing exactly where you are going, why it matters, and what you are willing to give to get there. You must carry a fire inside, a burning desire that wakes you up early, keeps you up late, fuels your work, drowns out excuses, and becomes the heartbeat of everything you do. You must become your own greatest believer, anchored in unshakable faith, a deep inner knowing that says, I don't have to know how, I just know I will. And that belief will carry you through every dark moment, every doubt, every delay. Then you must dig your heels into the earth and walk forward with the discipline of persistence, not when it's fun, but especially when it isn't, because the storm always clears for the one who refuses to leave the battlefield. And finally, you must move, not randomly, not someday, not when you feel like it, but now, and again tomorrow, and again the next day, with massive, consistent action that stacks like bricks and becomes a fortress of results around you. Because in the end, the world does not hand greatness to the most talented. It hands it to the most committed, the most relentless, the most focused, the ones who dare to dream, then build that dream with sweat and scars, the ones who stare at rejection, failure, embarrassment, and still keep showing up. And if that is to be you, then let today be the line in the sand. Let today be the day you say, I will no longer live at half capacity. I will no longer shrink from fear. I will no longer wait to be chosen. I am choosing myself now, because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to carry you. If you want this, really want this, the freedom, the power, the success, the meaning, then you must take it. You must rise. You must become the one who stops explaining and starts executing. Stop talking about potential and start delivering performance. Stop wondering if you're worthy and start proving that you are. Because inside you is a force that cannot be measured, but it must be activated. And that's what these 5 habits do. They turn you on, light you up, push you forward. And if you've been waiting for the perfect moment, this is it. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. If you've been waiting for someone to believe in you, let me be clear, it has always been you. So now the question is not can you succeed? The answer is yes. The question is, will you? Will you choose discipline over distraction, purpose over pleasure, growth over comfort? Will you stand taller, breathe deeper, think bigger, and act faster? Will you take the tools you've just been given and build something so massive, so unshakable, so undeniable that the world has no choice but to pay attention because you have everything you need?